How did one harmless night with my best friend turn into me getting served papers in a bright public lobby while people watched me read? Why did my boyfriend, who I kept calling controlling, stay calm, collect proof, and hit me with a legal plan that started that same day? I still told myself I was the victim, right up until the result landed in my hands. My name is Lalage Benton, but most people call me Lala because my full name sounds like a joke. I was 33, and I worked as a patient coordinator at a dental clinic. I booked appointments, calmed nervous people, and smiled even when they complained. I liked that job because I looked useful. At home, I liked to look right. Ethan was my husband. He was 35. He worked in compliance at a logistics company. He was the kind of man who paid bills on time and kept extra batteries in a drawer. People said that was a good thing. I used to say it was boring. Some days I even called him my boyfriend instead of my husband, like the word husband was a heavy coat I did not want to wear. That morning, the kitchen felt small. The light was too bright. Milo was pushing cereal around his bowl, and Piper was asking for the same cartoon again. Ethan was making lunches with clean, quiet movements. He asked if I could do school pickup that day. I said my clinic was short-staffed, and I could not. He asked why I had been on my phone late. I said I was answering my sister, and he should stop timing my life. He said he was not trying to fight, and he just wanted to understand. I said he always wanted to understand when he really wanted to control. It is easy to call a question control when you do not want to answer it. My phone buzzed on the counter. I saw Noah's name flash for a second. I turned it face down fast like that move meant nothing. Ethan's eyes went there anyway. He asked if Noah needed something. I said Noah was my best friend, and Ethan was acting jealous over nothing. Ethan nodded once like he accepted it, but his mouth tightened. He asked if we could talk later without the kids. I said there was nothing to talk about and he should relax. Noah and I had been friends since college. We had history, but I told myself history was not danger. He made me laugh at the exact right times. He noticed when I changed my hair. He sent me small jokes in the middle of my workday. Ethan noticed me too, but in a different way. Ethan noticed what needed to be fixed. I told myself I deserved a man who noticed me the way I wanted. Ethan put a travel mug by the sink, then stopped and moved it to the other side, away from mine. It was a tiny thing. Still, it felt like a line. He opened his phone for a second, and I saw a calendar alert pop up. I only caught pieces, a place name and a time. It was something like Ridgeway 10:30 a.m., and it looked like a reminder he did not want to miss. I pretended I did not see it. I liked pretending. It let me stay on top. On the counter, there was a neat folder that had not been there before. It had a label that said household. Ethan was not dramatic, so I told myself it was nothing. Still, my stomach tightened, and I did not like that he had a folder that did not include me. When I left, Ethan asked if I wanted a ride. I said I could drive myself and I did not need help. He asked if we were okay. I said we would be okay if he stopped making problems. I kissed Milo on the head, grabbed Piper's jacket, and walked out with my chin up, like a woman who had already won. At the clinic, the air smelled like mint paste and gloves. The waiting room was full, and the phones did not stop. I was good at that chaos. I liked being the calm one. Bree, my coworker friend, leaned over the desk and asked why I looked tired. I said Ethan had kept me up with his moods. She asked what he did. I said he got weird about my friendships and acted like I owed him explanations for everything. Bree made a face like she was tasting something sour. She said some men got threatened when a woman had options. I told her she understood me. I did not tell her that Ethan had only asked one question. At lunch, we sat in the break room with salads we did not really want. Bree asked if Ethan ever checked my phone. I said he had tried to once, and I had shut it down. That was not fully true. He had not tried. He had looked. But I made it sound worse because it helped my story. Bree said that was a red flag. and I nodded like I was brave. She asked if I still loved him. I said love was not enough if a man did not respect me. I said respect followed results, and I had results. While Bree talked, my phone lit up again. Noah had sent a short message asking if I was free after work. He added a little heart emoji, like it was casual and harmless. I felt a warm rush in my chest, and I hated that I liked it so much. I told myself it was just a friend being kind. I told myself Ethan did not know how to be kind without making it a transaction. Bree asked who it was. I said it was my sister. I smiled too fast. Bree said I should come out with everyone on Friday. She said I needed fun and I looked drained. I said Ethan never let me have fun, which was not true. Ethan had never stopped me from going out. He had only asked when I would be home. But in my head, I kept rewriting him into a man with tight fists and cold rules, because then I could be the woman escaping something. When I got home that evening, the house was quiet, in that heavy way it gets before dinner. Ethan was at the table with his laptop open. He closed a tab when I walked in. I only saw the edge of something that looked like a spreadsheet, blank rows and columns like a clean grid. He asked how my day was. I said it was hard and I was exhausted. He asked if he could do anything. I said yes, he could stop stressing me out. He did not raise his voice. He did not accuse me. That almost made me more angry, because calm does not give you an easy target. I wanted to fight so I could point to it later. Instead, he asked if I could put my phone down while we ate. I said he was treating me like a child. He said he was asking for presents, not control. I said he always used nice words to hide what he really meant. After the kids went to bed, Ethan asked if we could talk in the living room. I said I was tired and he could talk to me later. He asked if something was going on with Noah. I said nothing was going on, and Ethan was being paranoid again. He asked why Noah was messaging with hearts. I said Noah talked that way with everyone, and Ethan was acting ridiculous. Ethan looked at me for a long second. Then his phone buzzed, and I saw no caller ID on the screen. He did not answer it. He just watched it stop ringing. He put the phone face down, like I had done that morning. I felt a cold prickle in my arms. I told myself it was nothing. I told myself I was still in control. Then I went to the bathroom, locked the door, and texted Noah back that I could meet for coffee after work tomorrow. I stared at the message before I sent it. My thumb hovered like it was waiting for permission. I told myself I was not doing anything wrong. I told myself Ethan had pushed me into this just by being himself. And then I hit send. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. The next day at work, I kept checking my phone like it was a small secret breathing in my pocket. Noah sent another message around noon. He asked if I still wanted coffee after my shift. I said yes, and I added a smiley face, like that made it innocent. Bree saw me grin and asked what was so funny. I said my sister sent me something. Bree laughed and said I needed to stop hiding my fun from my husband. I did not correct her. I liked how it sounded, like Ethan was the one blocking my joy. When I got off work, I told Ethan I had to stay late. He asked what happened. I said a patient ran over and the dentist needed help. Ethan said okay, but he asked if I could still do bedtime. I said he could handle bedtime for once. He asked if I was mad. I said I was tired of him making everything heavy. I met Noah at a little cafe near the gym parking lot. I picked that spot because it felt normal. It had plants in the window and quiet music. Normal places make bad choices feel like good ones. Noah smiled when he saw me. He asked if I was okay. I said Ethan was acting weird, and I did not know why. Noah asked what Ethan did. I said he treated me like I was a suspect in my own life. Noah shook his head and said that sounded unfair. I felt my chest loosen like someone had opened a tight strap. Noah asked if Ethan ever supported my dreams. I said Ethan only supported schedules. Noah said I deserved more than schedules. He said I was bright and wasted at home. I told myself he meant it in a friendly way. Still, I leaned closer without thinking. I did not touch him, but I let my eyes do the work. That is how I fooled myself. I said it was not real if I kept it clean and light. Noah asked if I wanted to come by on Friday because he was helping with an event and there would be a rooftop bar after. I said I would love that. I told him Ethan would be fine, like Ethan was a babysitter, not the father. Noah laughed and said I needed to stop calling it asking permission. I said I was not asking permission. I was just being polite. In my head, I said I was being smart. On Friday, I dressed like I was going to win something, not with anything too much. Just enough to remind myself I still had power. I put on lipstick that Ethan once said was too bold. I wore it because it made me feel untouchable. Ethan noticed right away. He asked where I was going. I set out with Bree and my sister. He asked what time I would be home. I said he did not need a schedule like I was a train. He asked if Noah would be there. I said no, and my voice was fast. Ethan looked at me like he was trying to read a small print sign from far away. He did not accuse me. He said he hoped I had fun. That calm tone made my skin itch. I wanted him to be rude so I could be righteous. Taryn picked me up in her car. She played loud music and talked about how men acted scared when women had options. She asked if Ethan was still being weird. I said he was acting like a guard. Taryn said I should stop being nice and start being honest online. She said people needed to see what I dealt with. I liked that idea because it made me feel like I was fighting for myself, not hiding from guilt. The rooftop bar was bright and crowded. The wind made my hair stick to my lip gloss. Bree was already there with 2 other friends. Everyone hugged me like I had survived something. Bree asked if Ethan was still tracking me. I said he watched my phone like it was his job. That was not true, but the lie was smooth. It slid out easy because it fit the story I wanted. Noah showed up later. He came in like he owned the air. He did not touch me in front of them, but he stood close enough that it felt like a claim. Bree noticed. She raised her eyebrows like she was watching a show. Taryn grinned and said Noah had good energy. I laughed too loudly and said he was just my best friend. Noah asked if Ethan knew we were friends. I said Ethan knew, but Ethan acted insecure about it. Noah said insecurity ruined relationships. I agreed like I was wise. My phone buzzed. Ethan asked if everything was okay. I did not call him. I answered with a quick message saying I was fine and he should not blow up my night. Ethan wrote back asking if I could come home by midnight because Milo had asked for me. I read that line and felt a sharp sting in my throat, but I covered it fast. I showed Bree and said Ethan was guilt-tripping me with the kids. Bree said that was manipulative. Taryn said I should post about it, so I did. I posted a story with a dark background and white text. I wrote something vague about being tired of control and constant questions. I did not name Ethan. I did not need to. People love to fill blanks with the worst idea. Almost right away, someone replied, asking if I was safe. I felt a rush. That question made me feel important. Noah saw me post and asked if that was about Ethan. I said yes, because I deserved to speak. Noah said I was brave. Bree said I should not let Ethan silence me. I said I was not being silenced. I was being honest. Later, someone took a group photo. They tagged me. Noah was in the corner of the picture, close enough to make it look like we were together. I told myself tags did not matter. I told myself Ethan would not see it. Then I remembered how fast screenshots travel, and my stomach dipped. When I got home, Ethan was sitting at the kitchen table again. The kids were asleep. The lights were low, but the air felt sharp. Ethan asked if I had fun. I said yes, and he should be happy for me. He asked why my story sounded like I was afraid of him. I said if people thought that, it was because he acted that way. Ethan said he never raised his voice at me. I said control did not need yelling. He asked if I could delete it. I said he was trying to erase my truth. He asked if I understood how it looked. I said I did not care how it looked because it was real. Ethan got quiet. He looked down at his phone. I heard a soft beep, like an app starting and stopping. He did not show me his screen. He did not threaten me. He just put the phone down and said he wanted peace in the house. I went to the sink and saw 2 mugs placed far apart, like 2 islands. I saw that household folder again, now joined by another one that said bank. I opened a drawer to grab a snack and noticed it stuck for a second, like it had been locked and unlocked recently. I told myself I was imagining things. I told myself Ethan was too simple to plan. As I walked past the printer, I smelled a faint toner smell. A single blank page sat in the output tray, clean and fresh. Ethan noticed me looking at it. He asked if I needed something. I said no. He nodded once, like he had expected that answer. When I went to bed, Ethan did not come right away. I lay there and scrolled my own post, watching replies stack up. My sister reposted it with a flame emoji. Bree left a comment saying I deserved better. I felt powerful and sick at the same time. In the dark, my phone lit up again. Noah sent a short message asking if I got home safe. I typed back yes. Then I stared at the screen and added, without thinking, that tonight felt like breathing again. I sent it before I could talk myself out of it. Then I put my phone face down and listened to the quiet house, trying to convince myself I was the one being wronged. Monday felt like a clean page, and I hated it because clean pages show stains fast. I woke up before Ethan, not because I was disciplined, but because my mind was loud. Milo had crawled into our bed sometime in the night. He asked why Dad slept near the edge. I said Dad liked space. Ethan heard that and looked at me like he wanted to say more. He asked if I could stop making comments in front of Milo. I said I was not making comments. I was answering a question. At breakfast, Ethan asked if I could do school pickup that afternoon. I said I had a work thing. He asked what kind of work thing. I said he did not need details for everything. He nodded, but he did not look convinced. He asked if Noah was still texting a lot. I said Ethan was obsessed with Noah, and it was unhealthy. Ethan said he was not obsessed, he was concerned. I said concern was just control in a nicer shirt. At the clinic, I was sharp and fast. Patients liked me because I sounded sure. Bree saw me typing and asked if I was making weekend plans again. I said I was building my life back. She said that sounded strong. I told her Ethan made me feel small, and I needed space. Bree said I should not feel guilty for wanting attention. I agreed, like we were talking about a haircut, not a marriage. Around lunch, Noah sent a message asking if I could meet near the gym parking lot after work. He said it would be quick. I said yes. Then I added that I did not want drama. Noah said he hated drama too. That line made me laugh because it was the kind of lie people love. I told myself he meant it. After my shift, I drove to the gym lot and parked near the far row. I told myself it was only because the front spots were full. Noah arrived in 10 minutes. He got out and waved like we were just classmates. He asked if I looked tired because of Ethan. I said yes, Ethan was draining. Noah asked what Ethan did. I said Ethan questioned me like I was guilty. Noah said that was not love. I liked hearing that. Noah asked if I wanted to come to a house party that night because a friend was celebrating a job promotion. I said I could not because I had kids. Noah said I deserved one night to feel like myself. I said I felt like myself when people did not judge me. Noah said Ethan judged me. I nodded. Then I told Noah something I had not said out loud. I said Ethan did not make me feel wanted anymore. Noah asked if Ethan ever tried. I said he tried in ways that felt like chores. Noah said that was sad. He said I deserved a man who wanted me without a checklist. I did not correct him. I did not say Ethan did school lunches and bedtime and never forgot Milo's library day. Those things did not fit my story. Noah leaned closer and lowered his voice. He said he had always cared about me. I said that was sweet. He asked if I ever thought about what if. I said I did not live in what if, but I also did not move away. In my head, I told myself I was just enjoying words. I told myself words were not betrayal. My phone buzzed. Ethan asked if I was on my way to pick up. I stared at the message and felt heat rise in my neck. I wrote back that I got pulled into an extra clinic task and I was sorry. Ethan answered that he would do pickup, but he asked where I was. I said I was at work. It was a simple lie. That is what made it dangerous. Noah noticed my face change and asked if Ethan was checking on me. I said Ethan was tracking me again. Noah said that was toxic. I said I knew. I liked saying it out loud because it made me feel clean. When I got home, Ethan had already picked up Milo and Piper. Milo was drawing at the table. Piper was singing to herself. Ethan asked if work was okay. I said it was stressful, and he was lucky I even made it home. Ethan said he was glad I was home. He asked if I could help with dinner. I said I needed a break first. He did not fight me, he just kept moving around the kitchen. After dinner, Milo asked if we could all go to the park tomorrow. I said maybe. Ethan said yes, we could try. Milo smiled, and that smile made me feel like a bad person for a second. I pushed the feeling down, because guilt makes you weak. Later, when the kids were in bed, I told Ethan I needed to run to the pharmacy for allergy medicine. Ethan asked if it could wait until morning. I said no, because I could not sleep when my nose was blocked. Ethan said he could go for me. I said I needed the drive to clear my head. Ethan looked tired. He asked if I could just tell him the truth about what was going on. I said nothing was going on, and he was being dramatic. I did not go to the pharmacy. I went to the house party. The street was packed. Music came through the walls. People stood outside laughing with plastic cups. I walked in and felt the room swallow me. It was loud and warm and full of eyes. That is the kind of place where choices feel like a game. Noah found me fast. He asked if I made it okay. I said yes, and I joked that I was free for once. Noah laughed and said Ethan did not own me. I agreed, because that sounded brave instead of selfish. Bree was there too, which surprised me. She asked what I was doing there. I said I needed air. Bree said good, because I looked like I was finally living. She took a picture of the group and posted it. Someone else tagged me. Noah was close behind me in the photo. It looked like a couple shot, even if it was not meant to be. I saw it go up and felt my stomach flip. Noah asked if I wanted to go somewhere quieter in the house. I said yes. We stood in a hallway near a closed door. I could hear the party through the wall. Noah asked if I was scared. I said I was not scared. I was just tired of being treated like a criminal. Noah said I was not a criminal, I was human. I told myself that line meant I was allowed to do whatever I wanted. I told myself being human was a free pass. I stayed too long. I crossed a line I cannot take back. I did not describe it to myself in detail, because detail makes it real. I told myself it was only a moment. I told myself Ethan had pushed me there by acting cold. I told myself Noah was comfort, not betrayal. When I got home, it was past midnight. Ethan was awake on the couch. He did not yell. He asked where I really was. I said I drove around to calm down. He asked why my phone showed a different area. I said apps glitch, and he needed help if he checked that. Ethan said he did not want to fight, and he only wanted honesty. I said honesty was hard when he acted like a judge. Ethan looked at me for a long time. Then he picked up his phone and tapped the screen. I heard a soft beep again. He did not say what it was. He asked one more question, very calm. He asked if Noah was with me tonight. I said no, and my voice was too fast. Ethan nodded like he heard more than my words. He opened his laptop for a moment. I saw a spreadsheet grid again, rows with dates and times, empty boxes waiting to be filled. He did not show it to me. He just typed for a few seconds, then closed the laptop. He asked if I could sleep in the guest room because he needed rest. I said he was punishing me. Ethan said he was protecting his peace. I walked upstairs with my heart pounding, telling myself I was still the victim. In the hallway, I noticed the printer paper tray was full again, neatly stacked. The air smelled faintly like toner. On the counter, a small sticky note sat under a pen. It said, "Bring forms." I stared at it, then turned away like looking longer would make it dangerous. I went into the guest room and closed the door, and for the first time, the quiet did not feel safe. The family dinner was Denise's idea. She said we needed together time because the kids were acting sensitive. I knew what she really meant. She wanted a table full of witnesses. She wanted Ethan to sit under bright lights while people watched him fail my test. And I wanted that too, because a public scene can cover a private mistake. We met at a family restaurant with long tables and loud chairs, the kind of place where plates crash and nobody apologizes. I arrived with Milo and Piper, and Taryn walked in behind me like my backup. Bree came too, even though she was not family. I said she was like family. Denise hugged me tight and asked if I was okay. I said I was trying my best. Ralph patted my shoulder and told me to breathe. Ethan came in a few minutes later with that calm face he wore now. He greeted everyone politely. That was the problem. Polite men are hard to blame. Ethan sat near the end of the table, not next to me. Marjorie and Gordon were already there. They nodded at me, not warm, not rude, just careful. Caleb sat with them. He looked at Ethan like he was checking if Ethan was still standing. The kids started coloring on paper menus. Milo asked if Dad was mad at Mum. I said Dad was stressed from work. Ethan heard it. He did not correct me. That small silence made me feel powerful for a second, and then it made me feel uneasy. I liked when Ethan reacted. When he did not react, my words floated in the air with nowhere to land. Denise started the talk like she was hosting a show. She asked how everyone was doing. She asked Ethan how work was going. Ethan said work was busy. Denise asked if Ethan was still being hard on Lala. Ethan blinked, then asked what she meant. Denise said Lala had been walking on eggshells. I smiled and looked down, like I was shy. It was an act I could do well. Ethan said he did not want anyone walking on eggshells. He asked what I needed. I said I needed trust. I said I needed space. I said I needed him to stop making me explain normal things. Taryn nodded too big, like a friend in court. Bree leaned in and said it was unhealthy when a partner monitored you. Ethan asked what monitor meant. Bree said constant questions and checking. Ethan said he only asked questions when things did not add up. I jumped in fast. I said he asked questions all the time, even about who I texted, and it made me feel small. Ethan said he did not check my phone. I said he did not have to check if he made me feel watched. That is how I did it. I took feelings and made them sound like facts. Food came. People ate, but the conversation stayed sharp. Denise asked if Ethan ever did things for me just because. Ethan said he did many things because he loved our family. Denise asked what things. Ethan said school pickups, cooking, bedtime, bills, and planning. Denise laughed and said that sounded like tasks. I said yes, it was always tasks, never romance. Ethan looked at me like he was trying to place a puzzle piece. He asked if I wanted more date nights. I said I wanted him to stop acting like my father. Marjorie stiffened. Gordon stared at his plate. Caleb's jaw tightened. I liked that their faces changed, because it proved my words had power. Then I pushed the knife in deeper. I mentioned Noah. I said Noah had helped me feel less alone lately. I said he listened when I felt trapped. Ethan's eyes flicked up. He asked why Noah was involved in our marriage. I said Noah was just my friend, and it was sad that Ethan could not handle a friend. Ethan asked if Noah was at the rooftop bar that night. I said yes, but only because Bree invited him. That was not true. I knew it, but I said it like it was normal. Denise said Ethan sounded jealous. Taryn said jealousy was a control tactic. Bree said emotional safety mattered. Everyone talked at once, and Ethan did not raise his voice. He just waited until it got quiet again. Then he asked one question, calm and slow. He asked if I understood how it looked to have Noah around so much. I said it looked fine unless you had a guilty mind. That line made a few people gasp. It made me feel strong, like I had landed a hit. Milo looked up from his coloring and asked why we were talking loud. I told him adults were just discussing grown-up things. He asked if Dad was leaving us. Denise snapped at Milo to keep coloring. Ethan told Milo he was not leaving him. Ethan said he loved him and Piper. His voice stayed steady. Milo nodded, but his eyes stayed worried. After dinner, people stood outside while the kids chased each other near a little fence. The air was cool. The streetlights made everyone look tired. Denise pulled me aside and asked if Ethan had been sleeping in the guest room. I said yes because he needed control even in sleep. Denise said that proved he was cold. I nodded. I did not say I had been the one lying. Ethan walked over and asked if we could talk for a minute away from the group. Denise tried to follow, but Ethan said he only wanted a private talk. Denise rolled her eyes like he was rude. I walked with Ethan to the riverside promenade behind the restaurant, where the water moved slow. Ethan asked if I was posting about him online. I said I posted about my feelings. Ethan said my posts made people think he was unsafe. I said if people thought that, it was because they could sense his energy. Ethan rubbed his forehead like he was tired. He asked if I knew what I was doing to our family. I said he was the one doing it by pushing me away. He asked again about Noah. He asked if something happened that I needed to confess. I said nothing happened, and he needed to stop accusing me. Ethan said he was not accusing me, he was asking. I said questions were accusations when they came from him. Ethan stopped walking and faced the water. He said he wanted a simple life. He said he wanted respect and truth. He said he did not want to fight in public, and he would not. He asked if I could promise to keep our marriage private and protect the kids from adult drama. I said he was trying to silence me again. Ethan said he was trying to protect Milo from hearing words he could not understand. I felt a flash of fear, not because Ethan sounded threatening, but because he sounded finished. People who are finished stop begging. They start planning. We walked back to the group. Denise asked what Ethan said. I said he tried to guilt me. Denise scoffed and said classic. Ethan did not defend himself. He just picked up Piper when she got sleepy and put her coat on with care. Marjorie watched him like her heart hurt. Gordon kept his eyes on the kids. Caleb asked Ethan quietly if he was okay. Ethan said yes and changed the subject. In the car ride home, Milo asked if Dad still loved Mom. I said Dad loved us, but he was being stubborn. Milo asked if Dad would move out. I told him not to worry. My voice sounded too high. When we got home, Ethan carried Piper upstairs without a word. I walked into the kitchen and saw the folders again. Household, bank, and a new one, thinner, that said school. I stood there for a second, feeling like the house had shifted under my feet. Ethan came back down and asked if I could stop involving other people in our marriage. I said he was isolating me. Ethan said he was setting boundaries. I said boundaries were just another name for control. Ethan did not argue. He walked to the counter, opened a drawer, and I heard that small click again, like a lock. He took out a clean key on a ring and put it in his pocket. He did not look at me when he did it. That night, I lay in bed alone, while Ethan slept in the guest room again. I scrolled through my post replies and tried to feel proud, but I kept seeing Milo's face at the table. I kept hearing Ethan's steady voice promising Milo he was not leaving him, and I kept thinking about those folders, lined up like steps leading somewhere I could not see. The next morning, I walked into the clinic like I owned the air, even though my stomach felt tight. I told myself the tension at home was Ethan's fault. I told myself I was only reacting to his coldness. That story helped me stand straight. At my desk, Bree asked if I was okay after the family dinner. I said Ethan embarrassed me in front of everyone and acted like I was a bad person. Bree asked what he did. I said he questioned me and acted suspicious. Bree said he sounded controlling. I agreed fast because agreement felt safe. Then my manager sent me a message asking me to come to the HR room for a quick word. My hands got cold. I tried to act normal, but my eyes kept jumping to my phone. I saw replies under my story post again. A patient I knew had liked it. A friend of a friend wrote that I deserved freedom. I should have felt proud. Instead, I felt exposed. In the HR room, the chairs were too close. The light was too white. The HR rep, a woman named Kara, sat with a folder. She spoke in a careful tone. She asked if I had posted online about my marriage and if it involved a person connected to the clinic. I said my posts were private feelings and nobody had a right to police them. Kara said the clinic did not want drama and the posts were being shared. She asked if the post suggested I was in danger. I said people misunderstood and it was not my job to control what people assumed. Kara asked if my husband had contacted anyone at the clinic. I said of course he had, because that was what controlling men did. That was a lie. Ethan had not contacted anyone, but I said it anyway because it kept my role clear. Kara said she had not seen any message from him. She said she only saw complaints about my posts and the way they connected to my workplace. I felt heat rise in my face. I told Kara my husband was trying to ruin my reputation because he could not handle me having friends. Kara asked if I could keep personal issues off public channels while I represented the clinic. I said I would try, but I also said women were always asked to be quiet. Kara did not argue. She just said she wanted peace at work. When I left the HR room, Bree was waiting like a guard dog. She asked what happened. I said HR tried to shame me for speaking my truth. Bree said that was messed up. She told me I should not back down. She told me to post more, but smarter. I nodded, even though my stomach still felt sick. All day my phone buzzed. Taryn sent messages telling me to go louder and to stop letting Ethan scare me. Denise sent a long text about how a wife should never accept a man's emotional punishment. I wanted to believe them. Believing them meant I did not have to look at myself. That evening, Ethan texted and asked what time I would be home. I said late because I was busy. He asked if he should do school pickup. I said yes and added that I hoped he could manage basic parenting for once. Ethan replied that he would do pickup and dinner and he asked if we could talk after the kids slept. I read his words and felt annoyed, like he was asking for a meeting. When I got home, Milo was already in pajamas. Piper was half asleep on the couch with a blanket. Ethan was cleaning the kitchen without noise. He asked how my day was. I said my day was hard because he was making my life hard. He asked what happened. I said HR was involved now because he had made me look like a victim online. Ethan said he had not contacted my job. I said he did not need to contact them if his energy made people worry. Ethan looked at me for a long time. He asked if I realized my posts could affect the kids. I said he was using the kids to control me. Ethan said he was not controlling me, and he was asking me to stop putting our private life in public. I said privacy was how men hide what they do. Ethan said he had done nothing illegal or unsafe. He said he had never threatened me, and he wanted my words to match reality. That line made me feel cornered, so I pushed back harder. I said if he kept harassing me with questions, I would tell everyone he abandoned the kids emotionally. Ethan asked how he abandoned them when he did pickups and bedtime and took Milo to school events. I said abandonment could be emotional. Ethan said emotions were real, but facts still mattered. I went upstairs, and he followed me to the stairwell landing. The walls felt close. I wanted him to raise his voice. I wanted him to give me a clip I could show people. But Ethan stayed steady. He asked if Noah had been with me the night I said I went to the pharmacy. I said no. Ethan asked why my location history showed a different place. I said he was stalking me and it was creepy. Ethan said he had checked once because my stories made people think he was dangerous, and he needed to protect himself from lies. I said he was blaming me for his bad image. Ethan asked me to stop posting about him and to stop bringing Noah into our life. I laughed and told him he could not tell me who to talk to. Ethan said he was not telling me who to talk to, but he was telling me what he would accept in his home. I said that was control again. Ethan said it was a boundary. As we stood there, I saw small things that made my skin prickle. On the hallway shelf, there was a new key on his keyring. On the desk below, his laptop was open for a second, and I saw a clean file tree with names like Archive A and Archive B. He closed it calmly. I pretended I did not notice. I did not like the idea of Ethan having a system. In the kitchen, I heard a shredder hum for a brief moment, then stop. Ethan did not look at me when it happened. His phone lit up with a quiet notification that said a file uploaded successfully. He swiped it away fast. I told myself he was working. I told myself it was nothing. But my chest felt tight. I tried a softer voice because I knew how to switch masks. I told him I felt lonely. I said he pushed me away. Ethan said he was sorry I felt lonely, but loneliness did not justify cruelty. He said my public posts were cruel. He said my family dinner comments were cruel. He said bringing Noah up like a weapon was cruel. I told him he was too sensitive, and he always took things personally. Ethan asked for one simple thing. He asked me to tell the truth. I said the truth was that he had neglected me. Ethan said neglect was a serious word, and he wanted me to be careful with it. I said he was threatening me. Ethan said he was warning me, not threatening me. I felt my mouth go dry. I wanted to run to my phone and post again, to pull the crowd back to my side. But I also knew the crowd could turn. A crowd loves drama until the drama has receipts. Ethan stepped back from the landing and looked at me like he was done feeding the argument. He said he would not fight me in front of the kids, and he would not beg any more. He said he would do what was proper and lawful, and he would protect the kids and himself. Then he looked at me once and said he would handle it properly. The next day, Ethan texted that we needed to meet in a public place for logistics. He said it was about the kids' schedule. He did not argue in the messages. He did not add emotion. That scared me more than anger. I drove to the office tower where he worked. The lobby was bright and cold. People walked fast with badges and coffee. I told myself he chose the place to show off. I told myself he wanted to make me feel small. I practiced my face in the glass doors, the sad but strong face that makes strangers kind. Ethan was already there, standing near a bench like he was waiting for a bus. He looked rested. He asked if Milo's backpack was in my car. I said yes. He asked if Piper's jacket was with it. I said yes. His voice stayed even, like we were co-workers. I asked why we could not talk at home. He said he wanted it calm and clear. I said he was being dramatic. He said he was being proper. That word hit me again. A woman in a plain jacket walked toward us. She looked at a clipboard, then looked at me. She said my full name out loud, clear enough that 2 people turned their heads. She asked if I was Lalage Benton. I said yes, and my throat felt tight. She said she had documents for me. I stared at her hands like they were holding something hot. I tried to laugh. I said Ethan was really doing this, in public. Ethan did not answer. He kept his hands at his sides. He did not smirk. He did not look angry. He looked finished. The woman placed the packet in my hands and told me the date and time were noted. Then she walked away like I was a normal stop on her route. The first page said, petition, in big letters. I saw Ethan's name and mine. I saw our kids' names. My heart started pounding in my ears. I flipped the page and saw a temporary schedule. It listed school pickup days, weekend rotation, and exchange rules. It started immediately. Not next month, not someday. Today. I told Ethan he could not take my kids from me. He said he was not taking them, he was making it stable. I said he was punishing me, he said he was stopping the damage. I said I would tell everyone what he did. He said I should read the next section. I read a line that said I could not post about him or contact his workplace, and that all communication had to be documented. My mouth went dry. People were still walking past us, and I felt like the floor had turned to ice under my shoes.